Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Mapatuma Mahaudi Pela. As you can see, I have just been shopping, and if there's one thing in my videos that gets done a lot is resetting my bedroom. If you have been on my channel for like a hot minute, you know that my bedroom is one of my most favorite places to fix up because of how I feel about my bedroom. In case you don't know how I feel about my bedroom, go and check out my previous video that I did on the bedroom space being your sanctuary. I will link it above, but today I also wanted to answer another question that I get so often on my videos, and the question is, do you have a helper? And my question is no. I have had a helper previously when Mohau was still young, but today I will talk to you why I've never really been one to have helpers in my house, and this is the reason why I, even to this day, when I get busy, when I think about getting a helper, I do not. So let's get into today's video, and I will also be sharing with you how you can save money as well using meal prep efficiently, because meal prep can also be a waste of money. But today I'm going to share with you how I meal prep in order to save money from the lessons that I learned from how we eat in my home. Maybe that will help you as well. This duvet that I got from H&M, I just love it. I think for a long time I have been somebody that's always been like white in the bedroom, white in my bathrooms, but I've been using white bedding since my first year at varsity. I remember the first duvet that I made for myself actually was when I went to varsity. I wanted to have a very nice room. You know how it is when you go to rest. I wanted like a very nice duvet set, and I couldn't find what I wanted. So I actually made one for myself. I remember it was cream and beige, and I think back then this Chinese calligraphy was in, because I remember the print was kind of like a Chinese calligraphy. So I went to a fabric shop, got myself some fabrics, and I made myself a duvet, and I bought some cream and white sheets for my bed. So yes, as a varsity student, I was sleeping on white sheets and bedding, and I think at this stage in my life I'm feeling like I want to embrace more color, especially in the bedroom. I don't know if it's this bed that I got now that is just making me want to explore in different avenues when it comes to bedding, because for the longest time my husband has never been one like he has never been a fan of like white bedding and white sheets, because I'm always fussy about that. And I think it also makes me want to try other things in order, for him to be comfortable as well. But I have an innate need in me to just explore with color. I think for a long time, many of us have been afraid of color with, the whites and creams being in, but I am just loving color, and this chocolate brown was just something for me. And I think I am happy with the color of the bed that I choose, because it allows me, in as much as it is more of a dark color, it allows me to explore with different colors. So it's nice to have a space that allows you to change color without changing everything else. And I just love this duvet. So I got it from H&M and everything else. I just love the softness of this muslin bedspread. I wish you could feel how it feels in your hands, and also it feels a little bit stretchy. So sometimes when you're sleeping, it's nice when you have something that you can pull over, especially when you've got somebody that hogs the blankets and stuff. So this throw is just very soft. One thing that we don't normally talk about is the fact that having a helper is a luxury. The honest truth is many of us cannot afford it. And when Mohau was young, when I went back to work after maternity leave, I felt a little bit overwhelmed, especially with not being used to, balancing work, the home, and also a small child. Even though my husband was helping a lot, I still felt like I was falling behind with housework, with just feeling tired all the time. So I decided to get a helper at that point, and she helped me for a while, and for a little bit I felt the weight coming off my shoulder, knowing that I have somebody that takes care of, part of the home. But after a while, and the system just didn't work out, especially with starting to work from home a lot, and also with how I am in my home. It was difficult for me to keep a helper long term. And the main reason is, growing up, I've always been taught that you clean your own room. So even when I had a helper, my helper was not cleaning my bedroom. And because she's not coming into my bedroom, then she is not cleaning my bathrooms as well. And with my house the way that it is, I have all my bedrooms upstairs and 2 of the bathrooms upstairs, the bathroom that Mohau uses. So Mohau's room has always been a room that is quick and easy to clean up. So as soon as the bed is made and the toys are picked up, there isn't really much to do. And at that time, Moha was still actually using our bathroom, not even her bathroom. So the guest bathroom wasn't really being used that much. So I had a helper, but she was basically cleaning downstairs, and I still had the upstairs part of the house to clean. Now, here's another challenge that I faced. In my home, I basically wake up very early, and my helper would start work at 8, right? And when she would get here, by that time, in that 3 hours that I've already been awake, I would be doing half of the work that she was supposed to do anyway. So when I finally got back on my feet and started to, balance motherhood and my home a little bit better, I really did not see the need to have a helper. And also looking at the amount that I was paying her for just the 2 days that she was coming into my house. So for me, it became a challenge because I was doing all the laundry washing and she was doing just the ironing and the cleaning of the downstairs part of the house. So for me, weighing out what I was paying her and the work that she was doing by the time when she was here, it just didn't make any sense. And I know for some people it's difficult, especially if you have more than one child. You might need the help of a helper. But for me, it just didn't make any financial sense, and also in how I use my home. And on days when she would come to the house, it was mainly on days when I work from home. And it was actually quite difficult for me to work from home while she was here because I work downstairs and she cleans downstairs. So always having to move between rooms and try and work from the bedroom when she was here, it just didn't make sense. And that is why I ended up actually not having a helper in the end, because it just didn't make financial and logistical sense. And the other reason why I did not have a helper is the fact that I got tired of teaching them how to do work. And to be honest, when I got my helper, the basic thing that I actually wanted her to focus on was the ironing. Because I've always known that when it comes to cleaning my house, I have a particular way that I clean my house, and there are things that I do that sometimes might be a little bit too much to request a helper to do. So I wanted somebody who can come in and focus on the ironing, and I wanted somebody who knows how to iron well. I iron my clothes quite well, and I needed somebody who knows how to iron. And I find that ironing is the one thing that a lot of people struggle with. Most people don't know how to iron clothes properly. So in all of the clothes that she was ironing, I would also go back and iron some of them, especially my husband's shirts and also my skirts and dresses, which is a bummer for me because I wear a lot of dresses and skirts, and it was just not working for me. And also, again, most people that are helpers, I've seen it also at home with people that help my mother, and at times when my mom would ask people to come and help, folding clothes is another problem. I am someone that wants to have an organized closet, and you cannot have an organized closet when you don't fold your clothes properly. I have a particular way of folding my clothes that all my husband's shirts are the same size, and all of my t-shirts are also the same size. My gym clothes are folded in a particular format because they're in the same size. So over time, I keep showing them, this is how you fold gym clothes, this is how you fold t-shirts, and this is how you iron shirts and skirts and those type of things, and how you iron around buttons and shoulders and sleeves. And guys, it became too much. I just couldn't do it anymore. Like, there is something when you show somebody and you realize that they are making an effort to change and do things different, but But when you realize that, no, this is just not working for me, you have dresses where the straps are not ironed and the belts are not ironed, the pockets are still wrinkled on the inside. It's like, what am I really paying for? So I just got tired with that. And the other day, now that I've been sewing, I started to fall behind as well with my laundry, especially the ironing, also because of the rain. And so I would be behind on the ironing. So I thought about calling Sweep South to get them to send me someone to come and do the ironing and all of that. But I just felt like, you know what, I just don't have the patience to come and redo some of the stuff. And I know it's pessimistic of me to think like that, but it gets tiring when you have to fix small things like that. And yeah, that's why I don't have a helper because I'm a difficult person. That is basically the answer. Now, let us talk about meal prepping. Meal prepping is great if you've got kids, if you're a busy working mother, if you're someone that is on the go and you don't have time to come home every day and prep your meals on a daily basis. It is great for saving money, and that way you don't have to eat takeouts and worry about what my next meal is going to be, because the worst thing you want to do is decide when you're hungry. How often have you meal prepped food and have it go to the bin because it wasn't eaten? So the one thing that I noticed about meal prepping is a lot of people don't like to eat leftovers because they feel like leftovers. So for me, what I do when I meal prep, I like to meal prep things like roast vegetables or stir fries, things that I know that can be used in more than one way. So on this day, I made baked potato and fish and rice and also roasted vegetables and chicken, because with the fish I know we're going to eat it on that very day, and we can either pick a side of either baked potato or rice and roasted vegetables. So I like to meal prep things that I know are interchangeable, and when I roast a full chicken like that, I know that whatever is left of the chicken we actually use the next day to make chicken wraps, and that way your food doesn't go to waste. Because the thing with meal prepping is some of us, we don't like eating the same thing over and over again. And sometimes you get bored with the food that you prepped. You wake up one day and you don't feel like having the meal that you prepped. So instead of meal prepping a full meal that cannot be interchangeable and dishing it out already. I know some people actually meal prep and put it into individual containers. I used to do that when I was still making lunch boxes and stuff. So I would meal prep like the night before. But for dinners and stuff, I prefer to meal prep like vegetables that I can do in a wrap and vegetables that I can have as a side dish, and maybe have two proteins that I can interchange with the meals that I prep. That way I don't feel like I'm eating the same thing over and over again. And with these meals, I actually ended up eating them for 3 days. On one day we had fish and the potato bake and roasted vegetables, and then the next day I think we had rice with the chicken and also roasted vegetables, and then last day we had chicken wraps, and I just added fresh vegetables from the fridge and also a few sauces and stuff, and we actually had that with a side salad, and it makes it easier. I think the boring thing with meal prepping is the food starts to taste funny as the days go by. So you need to have meals that can be woken up either by adding sauces or either by mixing them up with something else that you already have in the fridge. And when you have leftover rice, you can also make some fried rice, which is quick and easy, and it always helps when you have fridge rice that is already cold in the fridge, and that is perfect for fried rice. So think about how you can make food that have leftovers that are actually much easier and more functional, and I like to call them leftovers with a purpose. And I think that is quite helpful. So when I roast my vegetables, I like to preheat my pan in the oven before I put my vegetables on it. And that also helps in sealing the moisture so that you don't have vegetables that are soggy. Your vegetables are cooked, but they still have a little bit of crispness to them. And that is something that I do also with meat. It helps the skin to be crispy, and you don't have a lot of juices getting lost from the meat when you put it on a cold pan. So I preheat my pans before I put them in the oven. And because we are talking about having helpers, that way you can also save yourself some time if you don't have a helper that is going to cook for you. And you have to think about different ways in how to maximize your time. You know, you are in the kitchen, and what I love about this meals is I basically cooked everything in the oven besides the rice, so that cuts down on your electricity because you're using the oven for more than just one meal. And that is something that I think about these days when I use the oven. Can I make just a meal that I can have for more than a day? So make two dishes. If I'm planning my meals for the week, if I have things that go in the oven, can I cook them on the same day? That way I don't have to use the oven every single day, and save on electricity. And if you think ahead and you plan your meals, then you can sort of structure them and organize them in a way that you can have things cooked at the same time in the oven. Because also my oven is big, it allows me to have quite a few dishes in the oven. I think at this particular time I had like 4 dishes in the oven at the same time. And you have to think about those things when you want to save money. And when I tell you that I'm on this mission to save money in my home, I'm really not playing. And this is quite helpful to be able to be more efficient. You save time, you save money, and everybody is a winner. And you've got healthy meals, and even without a helper, you don't feel stressed out by cooking every single day. Another way of meal prepping and avoiding food wastage is you can chop your vegetables if you don't like having food that is cooked like the day before. You can prep your vegetables, chop them up, and put them in the fridge. And that way, when you come back from work, cooking is quick and easy. You don't have to worry about chopping and dicing and all of that. So you just throw stuff in the pot or in the oven and it goes quick. And especially with roast vegetables, they're actually much nicer if you make them the night before and you season them. That way when you cook them, they cook much quicker, and they've lost a little bit of moisture, so you don't have a lot of water dripping from your vegetables, and all of that get left in the bowl. And that is my chicken, looking quite sexy and and very crispy on the outside, but very juicy and tender on the inside. And I just love this fish that I get from Food Lovers. It's pre-marinated. When it comes to fish, I really don't like marinating it myself, so I just get the pre-marinated one, or I ask them to marinate it for me at Food Lovers, and I just cook it 45 minutes in the oven. It comes out quite nice, and it's even better like an hour after you cook it. Just let the juices sit in it, and then in an hour's time it tastes twice as good. And that is it. This is my meals that I made for the day. Thank you guys for joining me, and I hope you have enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you all very soon in another one. Bye bye.